up, bosses? It's your girl, Caelinbritt, back with another YouTube video. I am here dressed down in my casual attire because today we are going to have a conversation. This is not going to be a stuffy video where I'm in a suit telling you guys all about the ins and outs of Upwork. This is just another entrepreneur coming to you guys with real facts and real results from things that I actually did for myself. So there is no lie, the video is true. This is going to be how I made $1,000 on Upwork in less than 2 months, close enough to 2 months, as a first-time entrepreneur with no legal advice, no accountant, no anything else that you might really want to have if you're running a business. But these are the things that worked for me, things that I thought would possibly be a good way to help you all. Can we just take a brief moment to celebrate? Like confetti? Can we get some balloons somewhere? Yes. High fives, all the applause, everything, because it took some work. I wasn't doing a lot of things right in the beginning. So that's why I figured the best way for me to celebrate would be to come to you guys and just let you know some things that worked for me and how it can help you. But of course, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button because I promise you're already gonna like it. I never understood why we said to thumbs it up before you've actually watched the whole video, but I just know that you're gonna love it. So go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you are loving what you are hearing at the end of the video, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button and then make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss another time I upload. Which right now there is no schedule, there is no time frame, there is no anything. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just know that whenever I feel the inspiration or I have the information, I'll upload it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so how did I make my first $1,000 on Upwork? Well, for starters, I had to quit my job. If you are not following me or listening to any of my podcasts, you need to go ahead and check it out. I prefer you listen on Anchor. That's my preference, but I am available on multiple podcast streaming platforms. You can include that with Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think I'm on SoundCloud. I'll make sure to put all the links in the description box below, so all you have to do is click and listen. But yes, I did quit my jobs a couple of months ago, which is kind of crazy because I did that, and now I'm here, really excited. But I will say that it was a learning experience. I did not have all the answers coming straight out of the gate. I did start my Upwork profile back in 2018, but I wasn't really in a place to take it seriously and to have the results that I had now in just, again, 2 months. So, disclaimer, before you guys come at me, okay? This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not the same tips and things that work for me. They may or may not work for you. You might be able to get your first $1,000 in 1 month, all depending on what type of person that you are. But I'll break down my profile. My profile is broken up into 3 different ones. So number 1, I have a generalized profile. And that one just has like a complete overview of all of my skills, all of my services. Number 2, I have a sales and business profile. And then my 3rd, I believe, is social media marketing. I will make sure to confirm that, but those are the 3 profiles that I have. So the first thing that I did was I updated my skills. Again, I already had an Upwork profile, so it really wasn't much for me just to go ahead and just upload my skills that I was already using. But I had gained some new skills at the 2 jobs that I was working at, so it was really important for me to go ahead and update those skills. And I will say, don't blemish, don't add extra stuff. Guys, if you can't do it, don't lie and say that you can, because you're going to be working with so many other companies and people who are actually interested in building things and working with you, and there's no point in getting involved in something that you actually don't know how to do. For example, I can't code. Maybe one day I'll learn, but right now, coding is not in my future. So I'm not gonna apply for a job that's going to require that I create certain frameworks for business if I can't do it. So don't lie, be honest about your skills, but be detailed and also very descriptive about what you can and cannot do. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is I connected to all of the jobs. Well, I guess it kind of goes in with number 1, but I connected to all of the jobs that I could actually do. So I love strategic planning. I love business. I love marketing. I love advertising. I am learning to fall in love with managing other people's social medias. So all of those things I looked specifically for. And now somebody might agree or disagree. but I think it's good to hone in your filters because there are thousands, if not millions of jobs on Upwork. And I did not want to like search through a whole bunch of blogs and writers and web designers and graphic designers. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to find the people that were looking for me because that's who I was looking for too. If that makes sense? So yeah, I went ahead and I connected with the jobs that I knew that I could do very, very well. And I tested myself a little bit. I will say one of the clients that I have, I couldn't do real estate, but she was in a position to teach me. So I was like, okay, I'm a good learner, I'm diligent, I have a great opportunity to learn. Let's go ahead and jump on this. So update your skills on your profile, but do not lie about them. And tip number 2 is to work and connect with the jobs that actually would provide you the services that you can do and vice versa. Okay? Okay. Tip number 3. Now, this should go without saying, but I know a few of you guys who are interested in being entrepreneurs and you want to work online, you're really excited. And because you're excited, you don't do everything you're supposed to do. And one of those things is reading the entire job description. There is nothing worse than I can tell, because now I'm working with a client where I have to help them describe the job and look for clients that are actually interested in it. There is no way that you can apply for a job and not read the whole job description, because at the very, very bottom, there might be something in there that doesn't really tickle your fancy. Like everything else can sound great, and then at the bottom, they need you 40 hours a week and you already have 2 full-time jobs. Right? No, you can't do that. That's not gonna be realistic. You're gonna burn yourself out. So please make sure you read the entire description. Something that a lot of the companies will do is they will actually put in little segments. They'll say, in the middle of their job description, insert a picture or tell us why you like a cat. And then you have to make sure that in your proposal, you've actually answered why you like cats or why you don't like cats in the midst of your response. So just little things like that, reading those fine lines, understanding the job description is going to help you tremendously. All right, tip number 4 is do a different job proposal for each and every job. And here's why. When I first started, I'm not about to type a new cover letter or a new proposal for every single person. That's just not gonna happen. And I was just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And I got no hits the first almost 2 or 3 weeks. And it doesn't matter, one thing I do like about Upwork, it doesn't matter how new or old you are. If you meet the requirements and you meet the descriptions, you will actually show up. So I noticed I wasn't getting a lot of hits, and the reason for that was because I was just using the same old generic, hello, my name is, no one cares about that. Like, seriously, nobody cares about all of the ins and outs about what you think you can do and all that other stuff. You want to fix it up a little bit, play around a little bit, change some wording a little bit. If maybe bullet points are a good way to answer the question. Maybe they want a short snippet of your life story or what motivated you to do that. And you're not going to get the best out of that experience if you're using the same proposal every single time. So change your proposals up, and I guarantee you will start noticing a difference. Proposal. You understand what I'm saying. Okay, so tip number 5 is follow up with your clients. Upwork will send you multiple emails and multiple notifications about what you need to do in order to not lose these people. So when you get on Upwork, you get a certain number of connects, and those connects are what you use to basically connect or apply for certain jobs. Now, when the person receives your proposal, they will receive an email notification, and Upwork will also send them a notification as well. And what they'll do is they'll read over your proposal. If they like it, then they will send you a message. And if they don't, then usually you won't get a response back and you just have to keep applying. But when they respond back to you, it is really, really imperative that you respond back to them. There were a lot of jobs. I would say maybe about 6 or 7 that were interested in my proposal and wanted to set up interviews with me, but because of everything going on with this pandemic, things happened, life changed, and I couldn't get those interviews. But imagine what happens when they saved my profile, they saw that I was communicative, and I understood exactly what was going on, and I understood, but I still responded. Even if you get a no, you always want to say, hey, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciated it. Good luck with everything. Hope your company survives. And you just keep on pushing. But definitely respond back to those clients, because they're going to remember that and they're going to notice that. And it also shows that your response rate is respectful as well. So respond to your people. And my tip number 6 is treat it like a 9 to 5. What I mean is that if you follow the same track that I did, right, and you quit your jobs, right, kudos to you. If you quit your jobs, right, and then you go and you just kind of slack or half step on your other new job, you're gonna get half slack in results. You have to treat it like a 9 to 5. When I was on Upwork, I was checking it repetitively. I took hours out of my day to respond and send the connects. And remember now, some people have feelings about it. Obviously, you can buy more connects on Upwork if you want to. I'm not sure if there is a limit, but they do kind of max you out at a certain number, just so you're not like spamming people all the time. But I think it's good that they give you a limited number, because you have to be very selective about who you apply to. So I would spend hours on Upwork looking through and ciphering through the right people and the different things that I could actually do. So when I finally did get interviews, I was blocking my time out correctly. I could say, okay, I'm not a morning person, so I'm not gonna even say anything about 9 o'clock, but maybe around like from 10:30 till around like 12 or 1, I was going to just apply. And then any interviews that I was responsible for, if I didn't have any early in the morning, I was gonna do them in the afternoon from anywhere between like 2 to 5. And then I would take my little breaks in between, and then I would go right back in before I went to sleep, and then just respond back to messages, all that kind of stuff. You are now your own boss, which means you have to now manage your own time. And the only way you're gonna do that effectively is if you're treating it like you were treating your 9 to 5. So make sure you do that. The 7th tip that I would give you all, I can't believe we're on number 7 already. We are getting through this video, people. But my 7th, okay, my 7th tip to you would be go to the webinars. There will be, I'm already signed up for about 3 already for next month, but the webinars are really, really informative. You are working and talking with actual people who have already worked with Upwork, or who are still working with Upwork, or who maybe have taken the back end and now are considered to be Upwork ambassadors. Whoever ends up leading the workshop, think of it this way: all the information that they have to give you, you need, because there's nobody paying for your trainings anymore. That's your responsibility now. Attending those webinars, in my opinion, is going to be a great way to help you. And my 8th tip, while it does sound cheesy and it should go without saying, but I still think it's really important, have confidence and be diligent. Look, guys, entrepreneurship is not easy, nor is it something that you should just look over and say, oh yeah, this is totally simple, I can do it. If so-and-so down the street's doing it, I can do it too. That's not the case. What really is actually happening is you now have an obligation to yourself to build an empire for you. And that's the whole purpose of my YouTube channel and my podcast, is to walk you through what I am doing and to teach you ways that you can do it for yourself along the way. But what I don't want is, I don't want you feeling down about yourself or thinking that you can't do it, or feeling like, oh, well, because I don't have as much experience, or maybe I've been on Upwork for 2 years and I still haven't reached $1,000 yet. That's okay, but you have to evaluate yourself and figure out where your confidence level is. Believe me, I'm not always the most confident person in the world. I actually have lots of moments when I get scared, or I think I'm literally typing out this proposal, I don't think I'm gonna get it. But if I continuously do that, then I'm not gonna put forth the best selling of myself that I can. So just to give you guys a quick recap, the 8 tips that I have for you. Number 1, update your skills. If you keep those updated, it's going to give everybody a wonderful idea as to what you have to offer and what you can actually do for them. honestly. Tip number 2 is to apply for the jobs that you can actually do. Look, if you're not someone who likes writing articles every single day or 1,500 words a day for a blog, then don't apply for a job like that. Number 3, take your time to read the descriptions. Do not just automatically assume based off of the title that you can do that job. Read it all the way down to the bottom. If you need to, sometimes Upwork, the descriptions can be really close together. So you want to actually copy and paste that to a Word document and space it out so you actually evaluate. You can do that too. It helped me a lot of times, just because all those lines together without my glasses, we weren't being close together like that. No, it wasn't working. Tip number 4 is do not copy and paste the same proposal every single time. It is bad for you. Stop that. If you've been on Upwork and you haven't been getting a lot of hits, or some of your hits maybe have been getting you to the interview process and stopping, it could be because your proposal isn't really hitting it from the gate. Make sure that you look at the description, feel what type of person they're looking for, and if you can match that personality, or if you can match their same energy, then yeah, you do that, definitely. But don't copy and paste your proposal. Use a different one each and every time, and it'll help you tremendously. Tip number 5 is make sure you follow up with your potential clients. Please do not leave anybody on red, or don't send a proposal and then not get anything back, because that one person you didn't respond to, been the job that you could have actually gotten. And tip number 2, subsection of that tip, is that if they tell you no for that job, but you were responsive and really respectful, they might have something for you later on down the line. You never know. Don't burn those bridges. Tip number 6 is treat it like a 9 to 5. Work on Upwork. Take your time, apply for your jobs, schedule your interviews accordingly to the best of your abilities, and check it all the time on an hourly basis. It'll help you so much. If you want the money, you have to put in the work. Tip number 7 was to attend webinars. Look at all of the ones, even again, if you think it won't benefit you, it more than likely will, because a lot of the times those webinars have tips and tricks and skills from people who have actually done Upwork, who are still on Upwork, or who might have left and became ambassadors for the program to help people push their entrepreneurship. And of course, tip number 8 is to be confident and be diligent. This is now your life. You are an entrepreneur, baby. You got things you gotta do, and you can't do that half-stepping, okay? Okay. All right, guys, so that's the whole video. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a little lengthy, but I really wanted to give you guys detailed tips of things that can actually help you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to send me any emails. Make sure you follow me on all of my social media platforms. If you guys are really enjoying these types of videos, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. I think it's beneficial, and it also shows that I'm a real person and I can be really transparent with you all as well. I'm also thinking about doing some vlogs in the future, not giving you a bunch of detail, but just showing you what a day in the life looks like of an at-home entrepreneur. So again, make sure you leave me a comment in the comment section below. And now I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.